Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So we talked a little bit about Mercado Bitcoin yesterday and that announcement that is going to be integrated on the XRP ledger. Just a few more points here from the Wrath of Kahneman that I wanted to bring up because I did not cover this the other day. Some impressive info tucked in the Mercado Bitcoin XRPL announcement. So we got the regional director who's calling it an integration with the XRP ledger. So we've got Mercado Bitcoin now fully integrated on the XRPL. MB is one of the top 5 tokenizers of private credit assets. So that is big news for private credit assets. They've also tokenized $1 billion plus in real world assets with a 0 default rate. And remember, Mercado Bitcoin is already using the RLUSD. So that is another little tidbit of information that I did not really touch on the other day. I wanted to bring this up because, we're seeing the XRPL ecosystem really grow. And by integrating major companies like this, these are the stepping stones for even bigger companies to come in. So it's growing slowly. That's okay, though. Development happens in this way. You can't just get the entire pie all at once. So I wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for posting that. Speaking of Bitcoin, I also wanted to bring this point up from Free American Spirit. He DM'd me this. And he meant to say random. So random wallets got hacked, meaning one was able to find the keys for multiple wallets, not coins on an exchange, meaning the blockchain itself got hacked. He's wondering about this particular story here. Another one courtesy of Michael Branch. Was this the largest heist ever? Coinbase exec explains why the mysterious $8 billion in BTC transfer was possibly a hack. Now, the other day I talked about all these Bitcoin from Satoshi era wallets moving off the exchange. And, I guess okay, here's what I'll say. Whether the person removing the Bitcoin was the owner, the true owner of the Bitcoin, or whether it was a hacker taking Bitcoin and taking or stealing the Bitcoin from the exchange, they were probably doing it for the same reason. So whoever it was wants to probably sell it because they realize the next leg up is going to be that final push to the upside. So we talked about this the other day, and Connor Grogan, the director of America's biggest crypto exchange, Coinbase, he suggested that there was a chance that this $8.6 billion BTC movement was caused by a hack that might set a new heist record. He says there's a small possibility that the $8 billion in BTC that recently woke up were hacked or compromised private keys. He also pointed to a suspicious Bitcoin Cash transaction of over 10,000 tokens, valued at approximately $5 million at current prices. And this was made before the main transfers involving 80,000 Bitcoin began. The move raised the likelihood of someone accessing legacy private keys and quietly testing them before commencing the massive BTC movements. There is a possibility, that the owner was testing the private keys in a way that wouldn't get noticed. The pundit also stressed that this behavior is unusual. It makes me say this is that the other BTC wallets have not been touched at all. Why wouldn't they also sweep these? This implies the actor may not have full access. So an interesting observation here, some sleuthing from the managing director. Who is this? It just says Coinbase exec here. Anyway, somebody who works at Coinbase, Connor Grogan, is saying that this could have been a hack. So to answer Free American Spirit's question here, not the blockchain itself. No, it would have been somebody's private keys that got compromised. But again, guys, it's really important to keep your cryptocurrency safe on a cold storage device. I personally use the Ledger Nano. I do have an affiliate link in the description of the video. You can use my affiliate if you guys are looking to purchase some sort of option to keep your crypto safe. You can use it. You don't have to use it. I put it there for ease of use. I've been using one personally since 2017, and I've been happy with my Ledger Nano. They did just come out with a statement. The Ledger Nano, the original Ledger Nano, is no longer going to have security updates. So there's a whole slew of new products over there on the website. I am now currently using the Ledger Nano Plus. I find that that's a pretty reasonable alternative. Anyway, wanted to thank Michael and Free American Spirit just for pointing that out. John Deaton commenting another update with regards to Linqto. Guys, if you're invested, you get to vote on the outcome in bankruptcy. John Deaton says, I'm using Ripple shares as an example because it's the most significant holding on the Linqto platform. If the SPVs can be fixed and regulatory compliant, there's a chance you eventually get Ripple shares, but only after Ripple goes public and after the lockup period expires. So there still is a chance here. A restructuring of the company and Linqto's business model takes place in a way that everyone achieves the true value of what they invested, including the upside. But another option is bankruptcy. Unfortunately, liquidation could also become an option. But people who say, give me my Ripple shares, need to understand that they do not own shares in Ripple. So that was the thing about the special purpose vehicle, and I'm not going to go into that. But ultimately, 11,500 Linqto customers who purchase SPV units in Ripple. Hence, no one can give you your shares in Ripple while it's still a private company. Regarding Circle, I've seen some people post, where are my shares of Circle? People who purchased units in Circle must wait until the 6-month lockup period expires. So even for people who purchased a company that is now public, you still do have to wait 6 months. We'll be in bankruptcy court when the lockup expires, and whether people can get Circle shares distributed to them or not will be addressed by the bankruptcy court. So again, guys, this is why I do not, for example, stake my crypto. I do not like lockup periods. I do not like holding for determined, predetermined amount of times, because I like to have access to my crypto. And I know this is talking about something different, but I personally just like the access. I want to be able to trade at a moment's notice. And I really do feel sorry for the people who did get scammed into this Linqto situation. I am happy, though, that John Deaton has been updating us along the way. So follow John Deaton if you guys are invested in Linqto. I'm not going to spend too much more time on this. I am going to continue on. XRP governor posting this. Now, a former IMF chief has warned crypto threatens the US dollar's global dominance. Well, this is the reason why the Trump administration is regulating stablecoins. That is a crypto, but it is US dollar denominated. So their thought process is to prevent US dollar global dominance being threatened. Well, we regulate stablecoins, and therefore that'll help prop up the US dollar.
Is this an orchestrated decline? Because it fits in so well with some of the goals of the Trump administration.
If we're talking about the decline of the value of the dollar, I think it was really high and set to come down. My book talks about that, but it's more about the dominance of the dollar, the fact it's like English, everything's, trade is denominated in dollars, assets are denominated in dollars, we control the global financial system. And the rest of the world didn't like that very much. So we weren't orchestrating that. I think the
Chinese... Are we orchestrating the decline?
Well, I think Trump is a catalyst, an accelerant, but sort of saying it's because of him is wrong. Like, it was in play for more than a decade. We had reached this incredible peak. It's not that the dollar's disappearing, but sort of coming down from this incredibly dominant position. Affects the interest rate we pay, our ability to impose sanctions, many other things. I mean, it's a real turning point in the global economy.
So that's Ken Rogoff's assessment there. Dollar dominance is just coming down. The US dollar is not disappearing. And so to be able to prop it up with stablecoin legislation, well, I guess the Trump administration thinks that this is the next logical step if we do want to maintain US dollar dominance. So wanted to thank XRP governor for that. Apparently the BIS did just come out with a new paper here, guys. This is from July the 7th. So just today, quantum readiness for the financial system, this courtesy of Digital Assets Daily. What they're saying here, okay, quantum computers may in the future break today's widely used encryption. This paper provides a framework to support the financial system in the transition to quantum-safe cryptographic infrastructures. It emphasizes the need to start the transition today with broad awareness and cryptographic inventory as critical foundations, while post-quantum cryptography offers a viable near-term solution. Implementation challenges, including performance trade-offs and system integration, require coordinated planning. We caution against regarding this change as simple algorithmic replacement. Ensuring the continued security and resilience of the global financial system may involve cryptographic agility, defense in depth, hybrid models, and phased migration. Quantum key distribution may hold long-term potential, but several national security agencies note that it still faces infrastructure challenges that limits its immediate applicability. This has been a big topic over the years, quantum readiness, and some people have been questioning about the XRPL. Is it quantum ready? I've recently done videos on that. I'll see if I can find a more recent one. I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner. Just to show you guys, though, that the new financial system, although it has been changing over the last, let's say, decade with cryptography, now that technology needs to be updated. So is XRP quantum ready? A lot of opinions about that, and go check out that video that I just posted in the top right-hand corner if you guys want to learn more. So the BIS is suggesting that this is happening because the financial system is changing. We are seeing a big shift towards digital asset security. Here's a clip of Matthew McDermott, global head of digital assets at Goldman Sachs, on Ripple, and the Hidden Road deal. This was back from the Cryptographic Financial Summit in Dubai from earlier this year. Listen to this.
In a number of different institutions within, the kind of digital asset crypto kind of ecosystem, predominantly around kind of blockchain infra, I would say, or public record. And so that for us, managing those and staying very close, they were all very strategically driven and really help us in terms of accelerating our own kind of vision, for this space. As we've all seen in the market, there's been a lot more chatter around kind of the classic M&A advisory, potential kind of IPOs. And we've seen that recently with Kraken and NinjaTrader. We saw that obviously with Ripple and Hidden Road. And so we've just seen a lot more activity in that space as well. So very active.
The Ripple and Hidden Road acquisition was not something to be ignored. These enterprise-grade solutions are going to replace the old legacy solutions. So we've seen it with cross-border payments in SWIFT, and now we're seeing it in prime brokerage, guys, with the Hidden Road deal. Ripple, of course, we've talked about that too quite a bit. On top of which, Hidden Road will now use the RLUSD for all its services. This courtesy of Chad Steingraber here, guys. This is going to be clearing trillions of dollars. Now, this was back from March. But one thing that we should point out here, the firm name, the only firm that is going to submit all eligible trades executed with the following for the FICC is Hidden Road. So could it be a monopoly? I recently talked about this. I'll put that video up here, but we didn't consider the fact that Hidden Road could be the only company that does in fact clear for all services using the RLUSD on DTCC. This is what Paul Barron said, recently at a Singapore press conference. Brad Garlinghouse announced Ripple's stablecoin, the RLUSD, will be accepted as collateral for all services at Hidden Road. So Hidden Road has a vested interest in using the RLUSD. I'm sure they've made some kind of deal behind the curtain that where Hidden Road does use the RLUSD in most, if not all, of its transactions. The RLUSD is the first stablecoin enabling efficient large-scale cross-margin trading between virtual assets and traditional markets with 24/7 year-round availability. So that was the comment there from Paul Barron. And now, guys, we have this saying Hidden Road is going to be executing all these trades. As you guys can see, clearing trillions and trillions of dollars. The XRP ETFs are also registered in the DTCC for clearing and ready to launch upon approval. So this could be one of those situations where we do see the RLUSD and XRP complementing each other in that they're going to be utilized to help prop up both digital assets. So this file includes both active ETFs and may be processed at DTCC and ETFs that are not yet active, so the pre-launch, and therefore are not able to be processed at DTCC unless and until such securities have received all necessary regulatory and other approvals. And so you can refer to the terms of use there. I talked about this a few days ago, as Matthew L.A.N.Y. did put it here. We have the XRP ETFs that are ready to be launched here. So many different options from volatility shares. For example, there you guys have the XRP product over there. And ProShares as well does also have an XRP tied ETF. So it could be that RLUSD through the Hidden Road acquisition, I mean, if they're going to be using RLUSD exclusively, and if DTC is going to be responsible for processing trillions of dollars and clearing trillions of dollars in these transactions, not to mention helping bolster the XRP ETFs also being run on DTCC, this circular financial inertia is going to be huge if this is the case. And, you just keep adding in more money, hundreds of millions, billions, and maybe trillions of dollars into the ecosystem. Guys, this is going to keep scaling. XRP is just going to continue to command a high price for many, many different reasons. But that's just my opinion. And for more opinions on where I see the price eventually going for XRP, because we're not going to be in a spec run forever, follow me for more information. You can find all that at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. This is where I'm going to be posting my price targets. Check it out there, guys. I also wanted to mention I do have the Working Money Channel merch store. Link is in the description, and I got to thank all you guys for purchasing the Working Money Channel merch. Every little bit counts. Thanks so much, guys. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.